Hello, hello. It's Alicia from Quick and Delish. Welcome. I'm here to talk about something that's super important for building flavor in our awesome, delicious meals. When we're making soups and stews and, dishes that need like a lot of boost of flavor, using Mirepoix, which is the French term for carrots, onion, and celery. It's like a super flavorful aromatic base to many dishes. And so if you have carrots, onion, and celery on hand, I have these Spanish yellow onions. I usually pick out the medium-sized ones, and you want very firm onions. If the onions aren't that great and like they're soft, I'll just get scallions. Or shallots, whatever looks good is what I get. I don't just like force an onion because I need an onion. I try to find something else that's fresher and crispy. And then I have a head of celery here from the farmer's market from last week. And I just cut off the dry part that looked unpleasant, just to show off how beautiful the celery is. And I'm gonna share some tips on how to use the carrots and celery in other ways if you have extras for snacks. Okay, and then last week when I went to the farmer's market, I got 2 pounds of carrots. I got these like teenager, borderline baby carrots, and I actually prefer like the bigger the carrot, the better. In one of my local markets, I have these gigantic carrots. Like they're like, I don't know, 6 or 8 times one of these guys. And this is like maybe 4 inches by 1 inch at best at the widest part of the carrot. Anywho, so bigger the carrot, there's less work involved, I personally believe. The smaller the carrot, the more work there is, because you might have to peel them, what have you. But something like this, these smaller ones, I'll probably just cut the ends off, cut them in half, and then like saute them with the Mirepoix, make soup, or within the Mirepoix, or if I'll probably cut them larger pieces if I'm making soup that's pureed, so that I don't waste my time cutting them into little small perfect dice. I'm all about time management in terms of like how to make it so that you have more food cooking faster. And so then not worrying about how small or big you cut things. Recently, I've been experimenting with using my Cuisinart for shredding carrots, and it's quite impressive. I'm not sure why I didn't get over myself and just use the shredder a long time ago for some vegetables, but whatever. It takes time to remember all the resources and tools that we already have in our home. And so now during the pandemic, I'm like fully assessing and trying to utilize more of my resources. Like I got some books that I can get rid of because I don't read small print because I'm visually impaired. And so I get to give away some books that I'm definitely not going to read. And so it's like purging stuff that we're not going to use and actually utilizing our resources. I think that's one of the messages that Mother Nature is trying to give us now. So we got to hang tight during this time. Okay, what else? So carrots, onions, celery. That is what is in Mirepoix, which is a French term. And each country has its own sort of like base of a soup or stew. And so that's kind of cool to know. And okay, so first I'm going to show you, I'm using my vegetable cleaver here, which I love. My compost. So I'm just going to show you, actually, put this away. So I rinsed the head of celery. Let's see, what am I doing? Cutting these in half. And then I'm cutting these half stalks of celery into halves. And if they're super big, you can cut them into thirds if you want. Like the ends, the bottom part that's closer to the root is a little bit larger sometimes. And so I'm cutting those pieces into thirds. So we're ending up with celery sticks. Celery sticks are super awesome. And then to store the celery sticks. So I washed the outside of the head of the celery, but I did not wash the part that was close to the root. So this is how you could store celery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash this after the video and make sure my celery sticks are clean, which isn't a big deal. So ideally, you know, you could make it so that the celery stalks fit in this container, and then you put a lid on it, and then you call it a day. Like, check this out. I'm going to borrow this lid from the spices, and then you put the lid on. Hypothetically, it actually fits. I'm not super persnickety at this moment. You could certainly use plastic wrap, or there's this super cool product. This is beeswax paper that's reusable and sustainable. So what you do is you literally put it in the refrigerator. So now I have to remember that I need to wash these. So it's supposed to stick. Oh yeah, you just have to force it a little bit more. Okay, cool. So there you have it. It's kind of cute. So that's if you didn't do a perfect job and make it so it fits in the container. I've done this before many times, and I've been, you know, you have to be a little bit more persnickety about making sure that they fit. Maybe just like measure like what the full stock is, okay, and then you cut it in half. Something like that. No big deal. It doesn't really matter if it fits in the container because it's going to go in the same place. We're going to eat it. So it doesn't really matter. Okay, so what else? Carrot sticks do the same thing. So I have a couple already, and I put some water in these 16-ounce mason or bell jars. I have some washed carrots here. Just cutting the tops and the bottoms off. Cutting in half. Compost. I like to line up all the tops, cut off all the tops. Then the bottoms line up totally differently because they're different lengths, but you can line those bottoms up too. The rooted bottoms. Cut the bottoms off. And I just scrub these. And they're organic, so I'm not going to peel them. But if they were super dirty, I would definitely peel them, even though they're teenager baby carrots, which is another way to increase the workload in the kitchen. Having a longer blade of a knife is easier, makes it easier to cut through a longer piece of food like carrots. Okay, here we go. Here we have a jar of carrots. Luckily, I'm going to make a dip to go along with this so I can show off how cool it is to be able to put these in the refrigerator. So cut up as many as you want. That's totally up to you. That's totally up to you. Okay, here we go. The next step. How do we make a snack out of Mirepoix ingredients? We're leaving onions out for this time. Okay, so I have here, I'm going to mix just enough for me, because you can mess with the ratio at any time if you're making enough dip for one person versus two people. So I'm making a Greek yogurt dip. So I'm just going to make enough to have like a tiny little snack for myself. So this is about a 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt. I'm using Strauss non-fat. Whatever you want to use is, I only have the choice of non-fat and whole milk in my local grocery store, so I just usually go with non-fat because I personally think it tastes the same by the Strauss brand. So it's just about taste. What am I going to add? Here we go. Add some lemon juice. Lemon. And of course I would use lime if I felt like it, because lime is my favorite. I want to marry lime. If I could, I would. And then what's next? Cumin. Okay. Let's see. I have a 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt. I'm going to go with, this is a 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. I think that should be adequate. You could use so many other spices. There's so many possibilities. This is a yogurt dip that I often use for my roasted sweet potatoes recipe. You could use this with tacos. Whenever you need some sort of like, you don't need. When you want some sort of creamy, let's see, I'm going to use the cumin spoon so I don't mix and match. Although it's just me tasting things around here. Yeah. Tastes like cumin lemon juice with Greek yogurt. If you wanted to, you can add black pepper. I personally don't think it needs any salt, but that's just me. Certainly add a pinch of salt if your flavor, your taste buds, prefer a little bit more. Okay. And then if you're all like, oh, I want to make a super fancy snack, because it's nice to eat out of on plates and, dishes that are attractive. I got some cumin left over. And what's next? Okay, carrots. Haha. Carrot sticks. And celery. Celery is hiding under the beeswax. Celery. How do we do it? I have like a dry cumin. Here we go. Oh, the celery looks actually pretty good. I'm gonna wash it again. Yay. Yeah, so good. There we have it. I mean, you can have like so many more carrots and celery sticks to go with this, but this is the idea. Woo! So super simple snack. And this dip could be something that you use to make egg salad, chicken salad, whatever your salad, smoked trout salad, salmon salad, whatever your salad is, right? Like the protein kind of salad, high protein salad. Add this dip and then you're good to go. That adds moisture and flavor to the salad and you're rocking it. So cool. That's it for this idea. So if you have carrots, onions, celery around some of the time to make dishes like just like chili or some kind of stew or just an awesome bean dish, like having a rotation of different types of bean dishes, like make a Spanish bean dish or make a French bean dish or a lentil stew, and then that could be a foundation for meals in the future. That could be a snack, an afternoon snack that hits the spot, especially when these cold days are coming ahead. I know cold days are a little bit warmer here in San Francisco, but they're still cold because our infrastructure is not such that we have as awesome heat as some of you guys that experience snow. Anyway, so I love to hear from you if you like this idea for a snack. Certainly replace the celery with some fennel. Fennel is a delicious vegetable to crunch on. So basically eating your crunchy raw vegetables could be a fantastic substitute for chips, because chips are kind of jerks. Chips are kind of like cookies, which are like crackers. And so those are just foods that are very tricky to manage once you've opened the package. I mean, I'm talking from experience here. So I'm just kind of like your future self warning you from previous experiences. Okay, cool. So more you got to crunch on, then that will get your crunch going on. So try a variety of vegetables, and not all vegetables are awesome raw. I personally don't like cauliflower raw, but some people love cauliflower raw and they don't like it cooked. So I accept you as you are. I hope you accept me as we are, as I am. To be continued. That's it from me from today. I hope you share and subscribe, and I hope you got something out of this video, and to be continued. Let's enjoy this beautiful, it's a sunny day here in San Francisco. Take care, and let's hang tight with this pandemic situation. It just is what it is.